90% of the work of a farmer, dirt management. There was a quote I saw recently where someone said that a farmer I know well and respect said 90% of his work is dirt management. If I look after the dirt, the plants grow themselves. And it struck me that so much of our life is not plant growth, it's dirt management. If you create the conditions, plants grow themselves. So when a farmer says, I grow plants, plants grow themselves. If you just leave a plant alone, it will grow. A farmer's job is to cultivate the conditions that allow for plants to grow healthily, fast, whatever it is. But a farmer doesn't grow plants. A farmer creates the conditions and plants grow themselves. And I think this, when we apply it to our own life, a lot of your life is not getting the outcome, it's creating the conditions that allow for that outcome to come. Warren Buffett, there was a talk I heard from him where he was talking about, as a billionaire, he can't actually acquire that much more stuff than any of us. He sleeps on the same bed as us. He drives the same car. He eats in the same fast food joints as the rest of us. And one of the things he was talking about is one of the most valuable things in life is to be loved. And that no matter how many billions he has, you cannot buy being loved. You can buy friendship, you can buy people to hang out with you, but you can't buy love. And he said, the only way to be loved is to be lovable. And this goes back to the same idea. How do you cultivate the soil, cultivate the conditions where the relationships that matter to you can grow in those conditions? For me, one of the dirt management elements of my life is writing things down in a notebook. That writing things down doesn't guarantee that I have great, wise thoughts, but the dirt management of putting them pen to paper means that if the idea wants to grow, I've got the conditions, the dirt management that allows for it to grow. And for making YouTube videos, I have a whole system of how I get ideas, write them down in a notebook, move them into an Evernote file, day after day after day, paying attention, looking for ideas, looking for quotes, looking for things that trigger that there's something interesting here. There's an idea that could grow. And the ideas that I have for these YouTube videos, it's not ever that I just immediately have it. It's usually I hear a quote, I write it down. I move it from my book into an Evernote file. A week later I come back, look at it and add a few thoughts. A month later I come back and I think, there's something here, but there's something else that's more ready. And the dirt management of cultivating ideas is writing things down. The dirt management of finding opportunities. There's a wise saying that an Instituto Empresa professor that I've got to know, called Paris de las Stras, he says, one of the most important lessons in life, stand in the traffic. Whatever type of opportunity you want to come into your life, if you're sat on a sofa, unless the type of idea you want to come into your life is a Netflix documentary or a Netflix movie, you're not in the traffic. Where do the opportunities, the people, the relationships that matter to you, where do they move? Where do they pass? And how do you put yourself in that traffic? So this idea of dirt management is how in your life you create the conditions that good relationships can grow from. You create the conditions that positive, good ideas can grow from. You create the conditions where a grateful, positive attitude to the world can grow from. And success, it isn't that you force success. You create the conditions in your life and have the patience to allow those conditions. And success is like a plant. It grows itself when you take care of the conditions. If the soil is good, success comes. So 90% of a farmer's life, dirt management. Farmers don't grow plants. 90% of success in our lives is dirt management, creating the conditions that opportunities can arise, creating the conditions that other people witness us in our brilliance, creating the conditions that ideas get written down, creating the conditions that you learn who you are, how you act, where you're most effective. So what's the dirt management that you need to do in your life? Have a good one. Again, Conor here. IESE just finished 2 days with the Global Executive MBAs, and really inspiring to see what 2 days of suffering, hard work and challenging yourself can do. So have a great one. Thank you for your likes, your comments. Coming up to Easter break, so wherever you're traveling to, if you're taking some time off, safe travels, enjoy the Easter break. Have a good one.